Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to another video. Today I've got game week 26 of the Championship review for you. So this is a day later because there were 3 games last night that I needed to cover in this video, and this game week provided a lot of interesting results again. So here you can see my predictions again then, and you can see that I pretty much did terribly again apart from like the first result and the couple of the last results. So a lot of interesting results in there I have to say, and some very good ones, but yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay then, starting with Bolton then, that was another win for the Trotters, 3 wins and 5 for them now, and Gary Medine getting himself on the score sheet again. So Hull just in a worrying bit of form at the moment, although they do host Reading next, who are just as out of form as them, so that result lifted Bolton out of the bottom 3 and Hull more towards the bottom 3. Derby and Sheffield United played out a 1-1 draw then, Vidra and Clark getting on the score sheet for both, so 2 of the best strikers in the league on current form. So Derby continue their unbeaten run, and Sheffield United, a good point for them at an informed side like Derby. So it's Sheffield Wednesday up next for Sheffield United, so a big game there, and it's Birmingham away for Derby. Leeds and Nottingham Forest played out a goalless draw then, so Nottingham Forest currently without a manager, so it was a decent point for them, and Leeds just failed to win the last 2 games, but they've been on a very good run previously, so not too much to worry about for them. They're still in the playoff places. Forest slipped down to 14th. They host Aston Villa next, and Leeds travel to Ipswich. Norwich picked up their second win in 3 games at the hands of Millwall. It was a wonder goal from Steve Morrison that put the Lions ahead, but 2 second-half goals from Tom Tribal and James Maddison ensured Norwich collected an important 3 points. So Millwall was still without a win on the road. Then I thought it was going to end at Norwich, but thankfully it didn't. So Norwich travelling to Bristol City next, and Millwall hosting Preston. An entertaining game at Deepdale put Preston's unbeaten run to an end, and it's now 3 wins and 5 for Middlesbrough, as well as Tony Pulis collecting his first victory. So Daniel Ayala put Middlesbrough ahead, but Preston struck back, leading 2-1 at half-time, and then another goal from Howson, and then Ayala ensured that Middlesbrough collected an important 3 points for them. So they stay 9th and Preston stay 8th. Cardiff's dip in form continued then, 4 straight defeats, this time at the hands of Neil Warnock's old club QPR, with Matt Smith and then Smythe, I think, debutant, getting on the score sheet to give them an important win. So there was some controversy. Cardiff had a goal chalked off at the end for offside, although Cardiff argued that it didn't touch a Cardiff player, so it shouldn't have been given. But possibly time to be worried for them. 4 straight defeats, doesn't matter where you are in the table, is always going to be a concern. But yeah, it's Neil Warnock, so they'll probably sort it out. Definitely one of the results of the week then, Burton Albion recording their 3rd straight away win, this time beating Sheffield Wednesday 3-0 at Hillsborough. So there's a fantastic result for them. They're still in the bottom 3, but only just. Sheffield Wednesday then, I can't really comment too much. I don't know what really is going on at that club, but hopefully they can sort things out soon. Otherwise, they may have to look over their shoulders too. Doesn't get any easier for them. They've next got to play Sheffield United in the Steel City Derby away, whereas Burton host QPR. Barnsley collected a very important win, beating Sunderland away, and really just piling on the misery for the Black Cats at the moment, as that result does move them down to the bottom of the table, and Barnsley up to 19th. So like I said, that ended I think that was Barnsley's first win in 10 games. It doesn't get any easier as they face Wolves next, and Sunderland face Cardiff. In the game's late kick-off then, Aston Villa thumped Bristol City 5-0. That was definitely result of the week for me, as you're going to see. So good result for Aston Villa, moves them up to 5th in the table. Bristol City, 2 losses in a row now for them, but they've been on such a good run, so you're going to have dips in form like this, but really good signs for 2018 for Aston Villa, certainly. One of the games on Tuesday then, so this was an interesting one. Ipswich were 1-0 up at half-time thanks to Joe Garner, and then Jordan Spence got sent off for a rather rash act, I'll call it. And then Fulham scored 4 goals in 8 minutes and won the game 4-1. So yes, that escalated pretty quickly. So it was good for Fulham. That's 3 wins and 4 now for them. Whereas Ipswich, that's now no wins in 4. So perhaps possibly things to think about for them. But yeah, good result for Fulham. Birmingham picked up their first away win of the season at Reading, who are struggling at the moment. 4 defeats in 5 for them, and really looking over their shoulders now. So good result for Birmingham, moving them up in the table. Goals from Magoma and Gallagher ensured that first win, and that's now 2 wins in a row for them, and they face Derby at home next, whereas Reading travel to Hull in what certainly is a 6-pointer based on current form. Leaders Wolves went 12 points clear, then beating an informed Brentford side by 3-0. So Wolves are pretty much steamrolling the league at the moment and don't really look like stopping. So Ruben Neves, Barry Douglas and Diogo Jota are getting on the score sheet for them. So 4 wins in 5 for them, travelling to Barnsley next, and Brentford shouldn't be hosting Wolves. I will just correct that. They host Bolton. Okay, so having a look at the table then, those arrows are only based on last night's results. So, yeah, I've already, of course, I did the arrows earlier on in the video. So Wolves, yet stay rooting to the top of the table. They're now 14 points clear of third place, whereas it's getting very interesting at the bottom. Just 4 points between 19th and 24th. So perhaps teams above 18th may just be starting to look over their shoulders, as a couple of all the teams at the bottom. I mean, Burton 3 wins in 5, Birmingham 2 wins on the trot. So certainly could get very interesting down there. That brings us to our summary then. So result of the game week for me has to go to Aston Villa for beating Bristol City by 5-0. That was an astonishing win for them. I don't know, really unexpected for me. Most important victory could have gone to a couple of teams, but I've given it to Barnsley as they ended a 10-game winless streak with an important victory and away from home. Goal of the game week, well, I saw this one live. Steve Morrison, unreal strike, picked up the yard, 30 yards from goal. Picked up the ball, sorry, not the yard, and volleyed a dipping volley pass. Angus Gunn, keeper, had no chance. Sound prediction score then only 3, so I've not had a very good week since I brought this into the show, but it can only get better. Promotion, I'm still fixed on Wolves going up, whereas I'm not too sure down the bottom, because all those teams are starting to win, so it's pretty hard to tell at the moment. Okay, finally then, our fixtures for the next game week, which is 27. Now, that's not going to be until a couple of weeks due to there being FA Cup action next week. So, big game on the Friday. Sheffield United take on Sheffield Wednesday in the Steel City derby. Also, Hull versus Reading. That's, like I said, a battle of the teams who are the two most outformed teams in the division at the moment. So, certainly a big 3 points to be got there by one of those teams. That's going to be it from me today then. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As I said, these videos should improve over time as I'm pretty busy at the moment. I'm focusing on one of my my 500 subscriber special part 2. That I'm still not 100% sure when I'm going to upload that, but if I can, I will give you some notice. So thanks very much for watching, guys. See you next time.